The Battle of Adrianople, which took place on August 9, 378, near the city of Adrianople, Hadrianopolis, in Thrace, marked one of the most devastating defeats suffered by the Roman Empire. After the death of Constantine the Great in 337, the empire faced a series of struggles for succession. In 364, Valentinian, a successful general, became emperor and focused on strengthening the empire's defenses against barbarian invasions in the Danube region, while his brother was sent to Constantinople to deal with the Persians. Valentinian died in 375 and was succeeded by his young and inexperienced son, Gratian, who struggled to handle the influx of large numbers of Goths in the Balkans. The movement of the Huns from the east had pushed the Ostrogoths westward, and they, in turn, had displaced the Visigoths into the northern border of the Roman Empire along the Danube River. When the Visigoths reached Byzantine territory, they requested permission to settle there. Valens, the emperor at the time, agreed but demanded their weapons and male hostages, showing disdain for the Visigoths. This lack of accommodation alienated the Visigoths and deprived Valens of potential loyal soldiers from their ranks. In 377, Valens went to campaign against the Persians, leaving two generals, Lupicinus and Maximus, in charge of disarming the Visigoths. However, these generals, motivated by personal gain, allowed the Visigoths to retain their weapons in exchange for bribes and favors. During this time, the Ostrogoths also entered Roman territory, despite being denied sanctuary, and carried out widespread pillaging. Fritigern, one of the Visigoth leaders who felt mistreated by Lupicinus and Maximus, allied with the Ostrogoths. When the Roman generals attempted to assassinate Fritigern, the Goths retaliated and achieved several victories against the Romans. Valens responded by making a truce with the Persians and returning to Europe. He deployed a significant force against Fritigern, driving the Goths into a marshy area near the mouth of the Danube. The ensuing battle resulted in no clear victory, as most of the Goths managed to escape through the marsh. Subsequently, the Goths raided northern Greece, prompting Valens to pursue them into Thrace, northeast of Greece. Valens sought reinforcements from his nephew Gratian, who was dealing with German uprisings along the Rhine. After defeating the Germanic tribes, Gratian intended to join Valens by traveling down the Danube River valley. During the summer of 378, Valens' generals pushed the Goths back in Thrace toward the city of Adrianople, situated west of Constantinople on the Maritsa River. Valens' principal general, Sebastian, had trained a small and reliable force, successfully conducting hit-and-run attacks against the Goths. Sebastian recommended continuing this strategy, believing it would eventually force the Goths to retreat. However, Valens disagreed, opting for a large-scale pitched battle, confident in his force's superiority over the less-trained Goth levies. About 8 miles from Adrianople, Fritigern and the Visigoths established a well-defended camp on high ground, encircled by wagons. The Visigoths were mainly infantry, while the Ostrogoths provided the majority of the cavalry. The Goth cavalry left the camp to gather provisions for the approximately 100,000 warriors, along with 200,000 women and children. Valens, eager to achieve a victory before his nephew Gratian arrived and envious of his success, decided to confront Fritigern. At dawn on August 9, Valens departed Adrianople with his legions, leaving behind his treasury and baggage under suitable guard. Despite the extreme heat and difficult terrain, Valens and his approximately 50,000 men reached Fritigern's camp around 2:00 p.m. Fritigern sent negotiators to Valens to delay the battle and give the Goth cavalry more time to return. Valens used this opportunity to rest and deploy his troops but eventually ended the negotiations. However, before the Romans could fully deploy their infantry in the center and cavalry on the wings, the Goth cavalry returned and attacked the Roman right wing. Although the Roman cavalry fought bravely, they were vastly outnumbered. When the Roman cavalry broke, the Ostrogoth chieftains Elathius and Saphrax led their forces against the still-forming infantry. The dust kicked up by the cavalry blinded the Roman foot soldiers, who were pushed back into a tightly packed mass, making it difficult for them to even draw their swords. The Ostrogoths unleashed a barrage of arrows upon the Roman infantry. Witnessing the situation, Fritigern released his own infantry from inside the ring of wagons. With their long slashing swords and battle axes, the Goth infantry inflicted heavy casualties on the Romans. It is estimated that around 40,000 Roman soldiers perished in the battle, including Valens and his principal general, Sebastian. Considered by some Roman historians as Rome's greatest defeat since the Battle of Cannae in 216 BCE, the Battle of Adrianople did not immediately cripple the Roman Empire. Although the Goths ravaged the Balkans for a while, Gratian and the new Eastern Roman Emperor, Theodosius I, eventually drove those Goths who refused to swear loyalty to the empire back across the Danube. In 382, Theodosius granted official recognition to German communities within Roman territory in exchange for their military service. This led to a significant influence of Goths within the Eastern Roman army, making it predominantly a cavalry force.